Welcome back to another episode of Dell's Ducks This Week. This will be the final episode of the preseason. The Ducks wrapped up the preseason at the University of Northern Michigan on the weekend. Coach Bill Zanaboni, that's your alma mater. Must have been kind of a special trip to make up there again.
Yeah, it's always nice to get back up there and see familiar faces and talk to their staff and kind of see how things are going and check in on the old hockey club.
Yeah, so it's a combination of hockey, obviously at a very high level, and just reminiscing, I guess, too, right?
Oh yeah. No, it's always nice to be back in that rink and a lot of memories made, right, with some good teammates, and now some of them are coaching up there. So it's always a nice trip to get up there.
So also joined by assistant coaches Alex, Julia, and Jake Bison. Welcome, guys. Alex, you made the trip up there. Was that your first time to that school?
No, I've been up there a couple times. My girlfriend goes to school there. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right, too, yeah. So what do you think of the campus?
It's nice. I like the rink a lot.
So the weekend was, it started out with, I guess, a bit of a heartbreaking loss. An overtime defeat with 3 seconds left in overtime, apparently. And a familiar face buries a puck past your goaltender.
Yeah, Gavin Porter scored. Nice play, right? Big body, always shot the puck really hard when he was here. And, it's good to see him. He's the captain there, so it's nice for him to have some success. And it was good for our guys to play some older, stronger men and to get a taste of that before we hit the road for game one.
Okay. So you bounced back from a 4-3 overtime loss the first night, which I suppose is disappointing, but still, you showed a lot in that game. Come back the following night, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a 6-4 win. Am I right?
Yep.
So the nice thing about that is you put some goals on the board.
Yep.
You said during the summer that you thought this was going to be a skilled team, and it looks like they can put the puck in the net.
Yeah, I think right now we're just still looking for some chemistry between lines and players, and that's going to take some time. You don't win a championship in September, but you can lose one. So we just have to make sure we're competing pretty hard every day, and I think right now the guys have done a good job since day one of coming in here and working hard.
Okay, so all things considered, up to this point, obviously you've played 3 exhibition games against some tough opponents, Janesville and now the Michigan team. All things considered, do you feel like you're in a good spot right now? I know you're always kind of worried when you're going into a new season and everything, but do you feel good about going to Dyer on Friday night, that you're ready for it?
Yeah, obviously, I think I'm confident enough that we're going to come out and work hard. And that's a good sign to start off the year with. And we still have a long way to go with still getting systems down pat, and we have a lot of new faces in our lineup. So there's definitely going to be some growing pains. But like I said, I think the thing that we can control every night is whether we come out and work hard. And right now, I think our guys have shown that.
Okay. Now, I was thinking maybe we could just give each of you a chance to maybe talk about a player or two, if you don't mind, just maybe a pleasant surprise or something like that, something that the fans can be looking for going into the season.
Yeah, I think there's obviously been, we have a group of guys I think that have done really well on a consistent basis, but I would probably say our youngest guy right now, and David Kaplan, has come in and has really, I think, opened up some eyes, and comes in with a smile on his face every day. He wants to be here. He loves being at the rink, and I think that mindset's contagious, and that's what you want people to be around.
Okay. And how young is Kaplan?
He just turned 18 actually during training camp.
So he's a
97.
97.
Yeah, he's a young 97.
Where's he from?
He's actually from Vernon Hills, Illinois. He played for the Philadelphia Revolution last year.
Oh, okay. That's AAA, right?
Yep.
Okay. Jules?
Bobby Tibbs. He's always willing to work, and does extra. Like, he'll come in, do video. He's always paying attention in practice, and he wants to win.
Okay. What position is he?
He's a winger.
And where's he from?
Maryland.
Yep.
Okay. Where did he play last year, Coach?
The Frederick Freeze.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. Jake? how about you? Anybody stick out for you?
Yeah, I'd probably go get a big Russian defenseman, Artem Nekrasov. He's from, I think, Moscow originally, but he's played AAA for the Thunderbirds the last 3 years out in Colorado. So, he's stepped in as kind of came in pretty late, but he's been pretty solid since he's been here. He's got very good skill set, I think, and when he wants to flip the switch and hit guys as a big guy, he can hurt people. So.
Yeah, I thought he really stood out in that Janesville game.
Yeah, he looked very comfortable and confident there.
Yeah.
It was a great sign for his first junior game. So.
Yeah, so some really good players on the team, some new faces for the fans to get used to. So that's always good. And going forward, then you're going to Dyer on Friday. You're going to play 2 games against the Illiana Blackbirds.
Yep.
This is a team that has always been a tough opponent. You've been lucky enough to post a 4-0 record against them in showcase games primarily, and also in playoffs. You played them twice in Oregon in a 2-game series and swept that. You played them once in Kenosha a few years back, and then you also played them here last year. This is going to be your first trip to Dyer. And from watching videos and stuff last year, it looked like that might be a bit of a tough barn to play in. It maybe a little bit intimidating with the crowd and stuff. Do you think that they're going to be a tough opponent right out of the gate?
Well, I think they'll be very tough. I mean, I think right now they have 12 veteran returners from last year's team.
Wow, yeah.
And that experience and knowing what Coach Simpson wants down there, I think they could be a step ahead. And it's great. I mean, that's we want to play those guys right off of the bat to see where we're at, and it should be a hostile environment. From what I've learned by talking to other coaches around the league that have played there, it's I guess they get that place rocking pretty good. So,
Yeah.
It's our first experience there, and we're excited for it. And they're always a good, tough, big team. It should be a good test for us.
Yeah. Jake, some real familiar names on that team. We have played them enough that we know their guys pretty good, and some of them guys have been there for 3 years. It's going to be tough for the defense, I guess, but I think they did a good job in Janesville. They should be ready for it.
Yeah, I think so. We've, as a group, I think they've improved a lot since day one, and we have a healthy mix of veterans and rookies, and I think the vets as a group have been stepping up and kind of leading the way with how we do things in practice, and hopefully that'll translate into games this weekend.
Okay. I get a feeling that I guess it's the same in any game or any series, but because they have so much veteran talent there, special teams might be kind of a huge thing this weekend. They're obviously an experienced group, and some of them, like I said, have played on that power play for 3 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be imperative, I think, that you try to play a pretty disciplined game, probably.
Yeah, I mean, we got to stay out of the box, and like I said, they've always been physical, and they'll draw penalties, and it should be a lot of emotion, right? Guys are still trying to find where they fit in, and we're looking to see where guys fit in still. I mean, our lineup is definitely not set in any way, so my guess is their special teams will be a lot of veterans to start the year that know their systems, and they'll probably be more fine-tuned when it comes to that. But I think it goes back to that will to compete and will to work hard, and right now, like I said, I kind of give our guys kudos for that mindset.
Now, Jules, you're just a season away from being a player on this team. I think going through the preseason and stuff is there's a lot of excitement that builds, but I don't think that any of the games you play in the preseason match playing for 2 points. I mean, this is a different kind of animal coming up now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, with your first game of the season, you're finally getting everything ready to go. And the preseason's like your build-up to the regular season.
Okay. And so we have a special announcement now because you just did this minutes ago. So do you want to make an announcement here for the fans? They're getting this information.
Before our team.
Yeah. Well, right now it's before the team. By the time they see it, it might not be.
Yeah. No, we named our captains for the 2015-16 season, and the captain will be Felix Conrads out of Naperville, Illinois, who's a 20-year-old with his two assistants being returning defenseman Lucas Smith from Calgary, Alberta, and fresh out of I guess midget hockey, David Kaplan from Vernon Hills, Illinois. So I think those guys day in and day out have come in, like I said, ready to go, and they're not afraid to hold guys accountable to kind of help us out, so that the team doesn't hear our voice all the time, and they kind of just taken charge on their own. So it was a really simple decision for us.
Okay. Great choices, obviously. Conrad's familiar name from the past.
Yeah.
Not so enjoyable time playing against him a couple seasons ago when he was a member of the Ice Hawks, and I think he looks pretty good in black and white rather than red and black.
Yeah, right. I mean, he got us on the board first in Janesville, and he does. He's a workhorse, and he's in great shape. And he trained really hard actually in Rochester this summer with assistant coach Eric Hoffman, who runs a really good off-season program for guys. And he took himself, he's accountable. And as a 20-year-old looking to go play college hockey, I think he did a really good job.
Okay. So that's it for this week. The Ducks, as we said, are heading to Dyer, Indiana, Friday and Saturday for their first games of the regular season. We'll be talking again next week before the Ducks come home to play their home opener against the Chicago Cougars, a team that I believe used to be the Wisconsin Rampage and now plays out of Chicago. They'll be here on the 18th and 19th, and some pretty special things going on opening weekend. We'll talk about that though next week. Thanks, coaches, for your help tonight, and good luck this weekend.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
having us.
you.
Shane.